Hey, let me read you a little headline off of X here. Something caught my eye this morning. I was greeted when I turned the TV on with this, and something just struck me different a little bit, I guess, because I've been looking at this stuff for a long time. But I'm just taking off one of the um, posts, and it says, "What did you all think globalized intifada meant?" Uh, it meant this sweet young couple, Yaron Lasinski and Sarah Milgram, were gunned down at a uh, Jewish committee event at the Jewish Museum by a radicalized monster, Elias Rodriguez, chanting, "Free Palestine." You know, some of you may not even know what the word intifada means. It's I don't know exactly what the word means. I'm sure I do, slip my mind, but it's a worldwide union of Muslims to take over the world. That's their intentions. I was listening to one of the commentators, maybe yesterday or night before. I'm not sure, and then this brought it all out again. That the October 7th day, why did they pick that? They picked that because of the possibility of Saudi Arabia coming into the Abraham Accord. See, they fear peace spreading. And so on that day, they decided, for no apparent reason, to kill babies and women and kids at a concert and people in their beds, mutilated them, raped them. And for what? Well, it's Jesus said of himself that he was hated without a cause. That means what was the reason that they could hate him? They couldn't stand him. If you read the story of Stephen in the book of Acts, when he preaches to the Pharisees and the Jews, and he gives them the whole lineage all the way up from Abraham to Isaac, Jacob, all he does, all Jesus' lineage. And then he uses these words, him have you slew, or him you have killed. And then he explains, for no reason. You killed him without a reason. You killed him uh, because he said he was the Christ, because he came here and said he was who he was. When Pilate tried to trick him, he said, uh, you say you're the Christ? And he said, no, you say I'm the Christ. You say I'm the king. And so they were trying to trump up charges to uh, get rid of him. And it wasn't the Romans that were trying to get rid of him, it was the Jews. The Jews could not stand the fact, the Pharisees, the law, that what they were doing was all dead works compared to what he was doing. The lame walked, the dumb talked, the blind saw, and the dead were raised. And matter of fact, that's how he identified himself to John when John's disciples came to say, "Are you the one, or do we look for another?" He said, "Well, go tell John, the lame walk, the dumb talk, the blind see, the dead are raised, and the gospel's preached to the poor." That was his calling card. And so for that, they killed him. They killed John the Baptist because he uh, preached on morality. That Herod was sleeping with Herodias, which was his brother Philip's wife. And John rebuked him for it. He killed him because he told him the truth. So, what is this lingering desire to kill Christians and Jews? Right now in Uganda, there's one of the highest numbers in a while of beheading Christians. And now in America, we have the anti Semitism uh, just soaring. And it's not at the kindergarten, it's not the punks on the street, it's not the juveniles in high school. It is the highest form of education you could get it. George Washington, Harvard, all these great institutions that America's looked up to find their senators and presidents and leaders. But now they're banning Jews from going to class, and they're setting setting up tent cities on the colleges. And of course, that's because of the weak leaders in these colleges. But again, if that were black people, and this was the 1960s, one, they would have probably burnt the college down by now. But the other thing, uh, they would have to set up some kind of defense to keep them in school. I forget the young black girl that started school in Alabama, and that and they sent the National Guard to take her into the school. I don't know where we're at on that now, but it was sparked again last night when I was watching this, and I think their names are Yaron Lechinsky and Sarah Milgram. They were gunned down at the American Jewish Committee event at the Jewish Musician by a radicalized monster, Elias Rodriguez, chanting, "Free Palestine." That's weird. I mean, there wasn't even a Palestine. It became the property that was given to the Jews was the Holy Land. It was what now is Israel. And so it was much bigger than it is. It's 1/5 the size of Ohio now, but it was large. And due to the dividing after the Second World War, and the war was over, and Lord Balfour, one of the British lords, helped split that land up. They drew the boundaries by setting it from a map and just drew it with a pencil. And so that was Israel's future or fate was divided by where they thought the line should be. And now they've been fighting for a couple thousand years about who it belongs to. But it's not only that, it's just the hate. I mean, the hate. I'm getting ready to talk to Jerry, my friend here, about one of the lines in Tombstone, the movie, which I like a lot, is where Wyatt Earp's asking Doc, what does he want? Because Johnny Ringo wanted to kill him, and he's a natural born killer. And Earp's asking, what does he want? And he said, Doc, this kind of whisper said, revenge. And Wyatt Earp says, for what? And he said, for being born. He's one of them people that couldn't stand himself, therefore he couldn't stand each other. And so now here we are. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this in the next kind of episode here. But I will read you the scripture at the end. Chapter 16, book of John. These things have I spoken unto you that you should not be offended, upset. They shall put you out of the synagogue. Okay, the time will come that whosoever kills you will think that they're doing God a service. And these things they will do because they have not known the Father nor me. But these things have I told you, that when the time shall come, you may remember that I told you of them. And these things I say not unto you at the beginning, because I was with you. But now I go away, and none of you asketh me, where are you going? But because I have said these things, you have much sorrow. We'll finish this. You got my text, so this text, not my text. See you in the next one.